everyone, Kunzi here from atop Serenity Hill, and welcome back. Or if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe before you go any further, because you just want to stick around and see what I'm up to today. So today I brought out my collection of mini journals, and I am at a point in my week, in my month, where I am working on so many different things all at the same time. And I'm finding myself wanting to kind of keep it smaller, come down, keep the projects smaller, keep the timeline shorter. And I thought I would share some of that with you today. I talk a lot about working in small journals like this one. This is part of a free mini class that I teach about 3 creative ways to start a daily-ish practice. You can find the link below. Everything I talk about in the video today, you'll find below. And so I talk about short, simple, and small. So small being the surface, like something small, like this, journal is smaller than the palm of my hand. Simple being using simple supplies like just colored pencil or, bits of collage and a glue stick. And then small, simple, short. Had to think of what the other S was. Short would be working in like 5 to 15 minute increments because, as much as we want to sit for an hour or two and play, it's not always feasible. Doing that is part of my job as a creative that teaches classes and sells product and all that stuff. But for most everybody, it's not. So I wanted to share some of my processes today. So I have my mini journals out. Some of them are already filled. And I have a video about this with the mini class, so you can see that below. I also did a little video about mini journals in general and how to make a zine and how I make these accordion little books, and I demonstrated on this one. So again, below for my mini journal, how to make them video. And, but, I do all kinds of things in them. I doodle in them. We just collage, do some stamping. This is just colored pencil or crayon. I don't know. It's been a while. Some bubble wrap and some pencil marks. It was, really silly and not stupid. That wasn't what I was going to say. It's silly and simple. Nothing is stupid in the creative world. Never. So, I have these little journals. These are things that you can just pop in your purse or a backpack or sit next to your bed or your TV or on your desk. If you have a regular day job, and you love doing creativity, this is the kind of thing you can stick in a drawer or on your desk. And then, when you're having a moment, an email annoyed you, whatever it is, do a little desk doodling and pick this up and work in it. So this is one I did for an actual prompt. So you can see each one actually has, a prompt word on it. And so it's the kind of thing also for if you're working through a prompt challenge for a month, that maybe you go in and work through something small like this. Don't put it in a big journal, put it in something tiny. So this one is, I'm putting mostly doodling in it right now. So I've got that set aside for if I want to just doodle. And then this one was only collage and quotes. And I just recently made a little video, which I'll link below again, on doing collage clusters, collage bundles, that were separate from your art journal that you could put together and then put in an art journal. So that's what this was, but this was working directly in the journal. And that was really fun. One of these a day, or working on one and then a little bit another day, is a perfect way to have a daily practice. Okay. This one is blank. It's waiting for me to work on it. So I'll put that to the side because I'm trying to pull out the ones that are done. This one is not done. And then this is another of the little ones. And this is, I've started this one kind of a mix of stamping and all different. This would be like a true mixed media piece. And I think I was demonstrating this for something, and so that's why it's not quite finished right yet. So then we have our zines. So these are actually accordion, not accordion, but they're accordion folded. But then they don't open, they're then glued closed, okay? And then this is a zine, which if you're not familiar with a zine, again, check out that mini journal video below. But a zine is a single piece of paper. And this is also was going to hold collage bits with lots of watercolor. I stenciled the background so that there was something interesting on the page as opposed to just white. It's white printer paper. So I have this that I can work in today. This was another zine I made from a piece of scrapbook paper. I might live in the US, but Americana is not my themes. I don't play with that very often. As far as, a theme in an art journal or the way my style is. It's just not my style. But I can use it. It's a piece of paper. I can use it, maybe pull up some of the blues and reds. I can cover it, paint it, collage over it. But I've got a little journal that I can work in whenever I need to just grab something and work on top of it. And this one was done with a 12 by 12 piece of scrapbook paper, except I put it on the inside and then made the zine and started playing with it. This was a demonstration for a class I taught, and they were just working on the background, like creating one giant background, which is another way to just play. Create a giant background in your zine, fold it up, and then you can start working page by page and, just kind of play with it some more, which I might do today in this one. And then the final little one that I found that I pulled out. Of course, I have tons of little journals, but they're one of my favorite things to work in. But these are the ones I grabbed. And this is one I made in a class a long time ago. The cover is a paint chip, or a very long paint chip that I found, as you can see. It was awesome. And then covered in paper and some sewn edges on my sewing machine. And this is pamphlet stitched on the inside. And this is a true junk journal. You just don't know what the heck will you find inside this junk journal. It is true junk papers. And I've worked a little bit in this. Again, a lot of times that's that collage with the quotes. It's one of my favorite ways to just have a creative practice. Glue some stuff down, people, put a quote on it, call it good. You'd be surprised how much that brings down your blood pressure and your stress level. It's awesome. A little bit extra here, some doodling. This is on a piece of notebook paper, so it has this delightful edge on it. And then, some stamping, some watercolor, a little bit of tissue paper, some circles. Done. A little bit of doodling. And then that one page I know that I found back here that I was just playing with. And I have a feeling these were like 5-minute pages. There is a group called the Ugly Art Club that does 5-minute challenges, and this is probably some of the ones I did for that, because I can tell by the simplicity of what the page looks like that they were probably done in 5 minutes. But 5 minutes counts. So what I'm going to do today is I have gathered together a few things. I'm going to share what I've gathered because I want you to see what you have, like what's calling to you in your art supplies. And one is I have this little tray, this glass tray that I just love this glass tray, and it is filled with a rubber band of all things. Okay, we don't need that. So it's filled with collage bits, but very specific, like they're fussy cut collage bits. Some are classes I've done and taught, like either in my membership. I have a membership called the Creative Playground, and maybe it's here on YouTube. I also have free creative play dates once a quarter that are open to everybody, and I teach all kinds of things in those. So you never know what you'll find in this little thing, but it's starting to overflow. So I want to get rid of a bunch of it, whether it is fall or not. I just want to decorate with some of these. I also recently bought some floral nature stamps from my local Dollar Tree, and I haven't really had a chance to play with all of them. You can see as soon as they hit some ink, you can tell that I've used a few of them, but I'd like to play with those maybe. I have these letter stamps that just I keep looking at, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with them. So I might think about something to do with these. And, these are like ones that you put like on a mailbox or something. You would get them at your hardware store. So I've had them forever, and I don't know that I could even spell anything anymore. So what could I do with them? So those are, as you can see, some of it's stuff I'm excited to use. Some of it's just stuff that's annoying. Washi tape. I have a love-hate relationship with washi tape. If you've been around any of my live gatherings, you'll know that. Mostly because I get so bored with it. So maybe some washi tape. My box of bits. Oop, there it is. This is all those little pieces. It's starting to get a little unwieldy. So this is where I would start gluing down those collage clusters. Or just cover a page in bits of paper and, call it done. So I have that. I also have one image transfer that's been floating around my desk. So I have that handy. And then I have my, color pencils. I have my Posca paint pens and always watercolor floating around. So, and of course a glue stick, because I've talked about collage so much, we must have a glue stick. That's what's sitting around on my desk right now. And so I'm just going to grab one of the journals, maybe bounce around in them and play for a while, and we'll see what comes up. Okay, enjoy it. I'm just going to put some music on and play. I hope you play with me. Thank you. All right, so I played, as you saw, in 5 different journals, doing lots of different things. The first one, I wanted to keep the theme, so sometimes I have a theme in a journal, sometimes I don't, but I figured, let's try, we'll see what happens. So this one was stamping and watercolor and some collage, and so I kept with that. And, you know, I use things on the same, even though it's 2 different spreads, I used similar pieces, or I cut a piece in half, that's similar enough, but just so it's cohesive. But again, I don't think these are cohesive, other than they're the same type of collage. So I was just playing and seeing what happened. So allow yourself to see what comes up on a page. I totally love these pages. This stamp I am in love with. I love everything about this stamp. I can see me using it a ton. So also playing with my new supplies, I got to find a new favorite. Okay, so again, these are from the free mini class. If you would like to do that, don't forget to check the link below. Then the next one I did was this oversized zine from the scrapbook paper, and I went to the middle and just played with what was there and enhanced it a little bit, and you know, played with a stamp that as it was going, I was like, ooh, a spiral. So, you know, kind of created like almost like a unfurled fern for the spring. Okay, so, you know, sometimes it helps to have these crazy backgrounds that you don't know what you're going to do with, and this is what I did with the middle of this one. And then this I ended up doing as a fall scene. You know, I had the pumpkins and the bee and everything just sitting in my stash, so I glued it in, and it worked so well with this green background, which was a piece of scrapbook paper that I made this, you know, little glued together accordion journal from. And maybe what I will end up doing, because I love how the background is just playing off of this collage, is to utilize it, and it could be just for the fall, or it could just be that I put, you know, all different seasonal type of things. There's not that many pages in this. Let's see, if I did spreads, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spreads. It's not that many. So maybe even go through and do seasonal, like add some florals and tulips and, you know, more sunflowers, which this was a sun, but I'm sure I have a sunflower somewhere. And maybe I could just make that this journal. So also starting a journal could give you a way to move forward. Like I love the way this green paper is playing off of my collage pieces. So now I know I don't necessarily need to cover it. I just need to find interesting things to glue on top of it. Okay, so that was that one. And then I did one of my favorite things to do. Whoops, it's still a little wet. Is just glue down a bunch of collage. With this one, I mirrored what I was doing. I didn't try to make it 2 different collages. I was working with those papers, so I just made 2 versions of the same color collage. And then I did do one of my other favorite things to do, which is what I call bleeding the collage, and it's just taking some watercolor and pulling whatever color is on the collage closest to the edge out into the paper. I did it on this one, whoops, as well, so you can see where I pulled out the color. So you can't actually pull out the color. Sometimes you can, depending on what the collage paper is. So that's why I just add watercolor to the edges. But that's why I call it bleeding the collage, because it's the idea that you're bleeding the paint out into the paper. All right, so here, I've left a couple quotes for you. I should read the other ones. Trust your inner voice. Go with your gut. Accept this moment as if you had chosen it. Love that. And then the one in here, oh yes. I don't think did the other ones have a quote? Oh, perfectly happy and dear friends, kind of felt like I was writing a letter. So that's why I chose dear friends. And, I don't think I actually showed this one. Sorry. Then there was this one, which was the American flag Americana style paper, which again is not my style, but I have this paper. So I ended up covering it. I mean, it still peeks through here and there, and has a bit of like a summer feel to it. And napkin with the summer pieces in it, some greenery in the background. You know, it's just a beautiful collage. And then I took some florals and a lovely mushroom, but similar coloring to everything, and put it on top. And it says, looking out the window beyond the immense horizon, the beauty of this life. Okay, so again, I covered it up, and so I will most likely cover this up because, again, not my style. So, but I have this little journal, and it's got 4 little spreads, you know, 4 spreads in it, 4 double page spreads, or if I think 5, if I do the front and the back separate. So, you know, keep your things, keep your creative practice in order to keep it sustainable for many people. This is not for everybody, but for many people, it helps to keep it small, simple, right? Simple supplies, small services, short amount of time. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, literally a minute. If you walked in and just glued this, you know, mushroom down on this page, and everything you glued was, you know, the background one day, the second day I did this, the third day I did this, fourth day, fifth, sixth, and in a week you would have it. Okay, so if that's all the time you have, especially if you are someone with a day job trying to look and put creativity into your day, and you want something on your desk or, you know, close to wherever you are. If you work from home, you might have the luxury of having your art supplies somewhere, but, you know, just keeping a small kit handy. And I have a couple links below for art journal kits, so I'll put that below, and just touch it every day a little bit. And it can be daily-ish. I also, you know, like to teach the concept of daily-ish. It doesn't have to be every day. It could be every other day. It could be just Monday through Friday, or it could just be on Saturday and Sunday. But a little bit of creativity in your life on a daily-ish basis is an absolutely amazing way to bring some mindfulness, stress relief, joy, and delight into your life. I hope you enjoyed watching me play through all my mini journals. Please, if you love this, give it a thumbs up. If you are not subscribed, please do so. I put out a new video every week. And if you would love to share with me what you think of the video, and positive things, people, but you know, if you would try this, do you work in a small journal? I would love to know it below. I love hearing from my community, and I do answer all the questions in the comments if you have any questions as well. And I look forward to seeing you again. I will see you all in another video. Thanks, friends.